Hello guys, welcome again to Obi Science Lab. So from the last clips, I was able to explain that you have to carefully look at the eligibility criteria and make sure that you fit into the specified criteria and not just rush over it and end up missing out one or two of the required criteria. So you take your time and look through the criteria. That being said, and for the sake of clarification, I want to categorically state that this video is for educational purpose, not otherwise. Of course, if you haven't followed the page, please hit the follow button and follow the page and support what we are doing by sharing the video to your friends. And in application for the QTS, always be open-minded so that whatever the outcome be, it will not affect your state of mind. Yes, and once you are done with the eligibility, you will be taken directly to the creation of the profile where you create your password with your email address. And after creating the password, a code will be sent to that email, which you use to unlock the profile where you fill in your details and start the application in that website. And it's not a difficult one. Once you are in that application part of the website, it's just to fill in your names and your details, which of course will not be a difficult task. And things to take note of while filling in this part is that the names of the referee you'll be providing in that application must be people that have online presence. Please take note of this. Submit the names of referees that have online presence. When I say online presence, what I mean is that people that when you type their name in Google search, something will pop up about them, be it their Facebook profile, Instagram profile, TikTok profile, or whatever social platform profile will pop up about them. And when you open it, you will see one or two posts about them being a teacher for that role that you are using them for. If it's a head teacher or principal, at least you should have at least one post or description about him concerning his job and position, which is principal. He must have taken one or two pictures with himself in school or in one of the gatherings about education. The only tool they have at their disposal is the website, where they will definitely search the names of these people, and if they can't find them, it will raise question mark and it will raise eyebrows about whether or not to consider them as a reference for you, and that will delay your application. And the school, again, if possible, the school should have online presence as well, because you will be asked to provide the postal code of these schools or these locations, and they will search for these schools online to check if they exist. And when they do that, if they don't see their presence online, it will also delay your application. It will make them to kind of go further in confirming the existence of the school you provide as a place you have worked in. And also the email address of the referee. They should be referees that have email address that they can log into anytime, any day, so that whenever they get the email to provide the reference, they will not complain that they cannot access the email again. Let it be their permanent email address that they have password to. Anytime they get the reference email, it will not be a problem accessing the email. So that is it about the referees. And again, when you submit the application, you will receive a mail. The mail will be like this, just as you can see in your screen. The mail will come like this. After your submission of the application, the mail comes like this. Thank you for submitting your application, and they're now asking you to go ahead and request for your letter of professional standing. So once you get that response, it means your application was successful. Now, the another part of the application is that you get this letter of professional standing, which will now give them the go ahead to assess your application. So in the letter of professional standing, it means you send an email to TRCN. Of course, the TRCN office in your state of residence will describe the modus operandi of sending this email, the required documents you scan to send the email. You'll be directed on what to do. That is why I advise most people to seek guidance from the TRCN officers in the Federal Secretariat. If there is any adjustment in requirements, it will also help them in sending this request with the updated documents or with the latest format of sending it. So this format that I'm displaying here was the format I used during my own time, and this was how I constructed the request, just as you can see in your screen. I tagged it request for letter of professional standing, and I scanned all the required documents, attached them as an attachment in the email. And once that is done, this was how I did my own. Just as you can see in your screen, what you can see in the screen is how I sent my own. And immediately I sent it. After some few minutes, I received a feedback or kind of acknowledgement from TLCN that they have received my request, and it will be processed if I submitted it with all the required documents. And thanks to goodness, I submitted mine with alongside with all the required documents. I submitted my own request for letter of professional standing on the 7th of February. Then on the 22nd of February, I got this mail that you can see on your screen from TRA, which is the QTS awarding body. I got this mail that you can see from them, confirming that they have received my letter of professional standing. From 7th of February to 22nd of February, it took TRC in 14 days. In my own case, some of my friends, it took TRC a longer time to submit, maybe because of one thing or the other. So it's not a fixed process that has its own fixed time frame. The time frames differs from one person to another, and in order to avoid, had I know, it's better to kind of give them more time to do what they want to do by starting your application or by requesting for the letter of professional standing in the same month that you submitted the application, so that even if it wants to take them a longer time to process your letter of professional standing, it will not take as long as 6 months, which is the lifespan for your application for the QTS before its expiration and deletion from the website. So that is it about the letter of professional standing. Once it's sent to them, you will get a feedback from TRA confirming they have received it, just as I received my own, as you can see in your screen. But just make sure that you follow the procedure prescribed by the TRCN office in the secretariat. So these are the things that you can put in check while going through the process of the application. Everything being equal, if all these things are done properly, I believe that the QTS certification will be awarded once it's assessed by the awarding body, TRA. And of course, it takes longer time, but definitely a decision must be made at the end of the day by the awarding body. And once that decision is made, you'll be reached out to and you will be notified of what their decision is. Whether it's positive or negative, you'll be notified of the results. And the wait is always long, but patiently wait for that, and it will definitely come once they are done with the assessment. And so that is it about the application. And the most worrying part or difficult part is getting this letter of professional standing, because it's done through email. And once that is done through email, if you don't provide all the required details in the email, your request for the letter of professional standing will take very long time. It will face a lot of shortcomings in the process. But if you take your time and construct the email very well, attach all the required documents, it will be processed as fast as possible. It will make their work very fast. But when you miss out one or two, you will now create room for further verification to ensure that you are a certified teacher. That is it for the Nigerian trained teachers seeking for the QTS. And of course, I wish you the best of luck in your application, and don't hesitate to share the good news when it drops, and I will be more than happy to celebrate with you when that happens. If you have further questions or more clarification, you can reach out to me via WhatsApp or via Messenger, and I will create time to respond to your question appropriately. I will bring the video to an end here, and hoping that I have tried my best in breaking down the bits and the processes required in this. And if at all there is something left out, I believe it's something that you can read up on your own in the website. Thank you for watching this video up to this moment. You may have one or two friends who might be seeking this type of information, and when you share the video, it will get to them and they will benefit from it.